What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Wow, today's episode is going to be powerful and maybe a little uncomfortable. Yes, this is one of those episodes where you might pause halfway and think, wait, are they talking about me? Honestly, probably, because today we're diving into something almost every adult language learner experiences, but very few people talk about openly. That painful, awkward, slightly humiliating feeling when you try to speak another language, and suddenly you feel like your intelligence dropped 50%. Exactly. You're a functioning adult. You manage your job, you pay bills, you give advice, you might even lead meetings. But then you open your mouth in a second language and say something like, I go store yesterday. And inside you're thinking, why do I sound like this? I'm not like this. To be honest, I often feel embarrassed when I can't express my thoughts clearly in another language. That sentence is important. To be honest, I often feel embarrassed. That's vulnerability. And vulnerability is exactly where language ego begins. Language ego is the psychological identity we build around being competent, articulate, and intelligent in our first language. When we speak our native language, we feel powerful, fluent, in control. We can express humor, sarcasm, emotion, nuance.
Confident.
Yes, but when we switch languages,
It's like our personality shrinks.
yes, and that shrinking feels threatening.
It feels like losing part of yourself.
That's because language is deeply tied to identity. It's not just grammar and vocabulary, it's how you present yourself to the world.
And adults hate feeling exposed.
Absolutely. Children don't mind sounding wrong. Adults do.
When a child makes a mistake, it's cute. When an adult does,
That word, stupid, heavy, right? Because it attacks who you are, not just what you said.
and emotionally, it doesn't feel fair.
Your intelligence hasn't decreased. Your expressive ability is just under development.
That difference is huge.
Let's go deeper. When adults learn a second language, they experience something called identity regression.
That sounds serious.
It is real. Identity regression means temporarily feeling less capable than your normal adult self.
So suddenly I'm back in kindergarten?
Sort of. In your native language, you're sophisticated. You can debate, joke, explain complex ideas. In your second language, you might struggle to say what you ate for lunch.
That hurts because it's true.
Seriously, that gap creates cognitive dissonance when your self-image doesn't match your performance.
So my brain says, I am smart, but my speech says, how to say thing, food, yesterday?
Exactly. That mismatch creates anxiety, and anxiety triggers the ego defense system.
And the ego wants to protect me.
Yes, it generates thoughts like, maybe I'm bad at languages. People probably think I'm uneducated. I shouldn't speak until I'm fluent. I don't want to embarrass myself.
To be honest, I sometimes avoid speaking because I'm afraid of making mistakes.
That's avoidance behavior. It protects your ego short term, but blocks growth long term.
So my fear is keeping me from improving.
Exactly. Many adult learners get stuck here. They wait until they feel confident before speaking, but confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Confidence comes from repeated action.
That makes sense.
Fluency requires thousands of imperfect sentences, but ego says don't speak until it's perfect.
That's impossible.
Yes, perfectionism is fear in disguise. Fear of judgment is one of the strongest barriers.
And that's why I replay conversations in my head sometimes thinking, why did I say it like that?
That's called rumination, repetitive self-criticism after a perceived mistake. Very common.
So language learning becomes emotional, not just educational.
Exactly, and this is why separating intelligence from fluency is so important. Fluency is skill-based. Intelligence is cognitive capacity. They are not the same.
So when I say, I sound stupid, I'm confusing skill level with identity.
Yes, and that confusion creates unnecessary suffering. All right, Sophia, let's tackle the million-dollar question. Why do kids seem fearless when learning a language?
Because they don't give a single hoot about looking silly. I mean, they'll proudly say, I goed to park yesterday, and smile like they just invented the sentence.
Exactly. Kids haven't developed that ego shield yet. Their identity isn't attached to performance. Mistakes don't threaten them.
Meanwhile, adults are like, if I mispronounce croissant, my entire street will laugh at me.
That's the beauty of the language ego. Adults protect their social image at all costs. Every mispronunciation feels like a life sentence.
And every small error feels like a public execution.
Yes, whereas kids just try, fail, and move on like nothing happened. That's why they learn faster sometimes.
They're basically tiny, fearless ninjas of language.
And adults, we're like armored turtles, crawling slowly with our shields up, too afraid to stick our heads out.
That's painfully accurate.
Here's a fun way to think about it. Kids' brains are basically sponges, but sponges that are 100% confident they won't be judged for dripping water on the floor.
And us adults, our brains are more like dried toast, nervous and brittle.
And that's exactly the difference. Kids' neural circuits for language learning are fearless because there's no shame attached.
So, shame, ego, embarrassment, those are literally slowing down our brains.
Yep. Every time you hesitate because of fear, your prefrontal cortex goes into overdrive, analyzing risk instead of learning.
I feel like my brain is on high alert every time I try to say rendezvous correctly.
See, that's exactly it. Every adult has those little alarm bells, and they don't exist in kids. Kids just fire sentences out like fireworks.
Fireworks of chaos.
Exactly. Fireworks of chaos, mistakes everywhere, and the universe doesn't care.
And that's why kids pick up accents and vocabulary faster. They don't tie self-worth to correctness.
So, one lesson for adults is imitate kids.
Wait, imitate kids? Like pretend we're 5?
Exactly. Be silly, say wrong words, say them loud, laugh, make mistakes proudly.
Tiny ninja mode, fully activated.
And here's a personal story. I once tried speaking Spanish at a market in Madrid. I butchered La Cuenta. The cashier laughed a little. I froze. Then I remembered tiny ninja mode. I laughed with him and tried again. By the third attempt, I could order my meal without embarrassment.
That's amazing. You literally learned faster because you embraced the mistake.
Exactly. Humor and playfulness reduce ego threat. Your brain can absorb new language more efficiently when the ego isn't in panic mode.
So laughing at your mistakes isn't just fun, it's science.
Yep, neuroscience confirms it. Positive emotional states, curiosity, humor, playfulness, improve learning and memory.
Tiny ninja brain hacks. I love it.
And here's another point. Adults also fear social comparison. They see others speaking fluently and think, why can't I be like that?
Or worse, why is everyone judging me silently?
Exactly, and that stops you from speaking at all. Kids don't have that. They just talk, mistake, laugh, move on.
So the key takeaway for adults is embrace imperfection, play, and humor.
Embrace the child inside. Make mistakes, laugh, be silly, and your brain will thank you. All right, Sophia, now that we've embraced our inner tiny ninja, let's give our listeners some real tools, words and phrases that help adults deal with the emotional side of learning a language.
Yes, because let's be honest, sometimes we feel embarrassed, frustrated, or downright panicked, and we don't even have the words to explain it.
Exactly. And naming your emotions is the first step toward managing them. So instead of beating yourself up, you can observe, reflect, and act.
Or, as I like to say, don't rage at your brain, bribe it with humor and tiny ninja moves.
Yes, humor is actually a mental health tool. But let's start with basic vocabulary. Here's what I recommend. First, acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Phrases like, I feel nervous speaking today. I felt embarrassed in that conversation, and that's okay. To be honest, I felt frustrated with my pronunciation.
Or my personal favorite, I may sound like a confused llama today, but I'm learning.
Perfect. Humor softens the emotional blow.
And that's so important because when adults feel anxious, the brain's amygdala goes into overdrive, making it harder to learn.
Yes, the amygdala basically screams, danger, danger, your pronunciation is a threat.
Totally. And then you freeze mid-sentence like a deer in the headlights.
That's why self-reflective vocabulary is essential. It helps adults talk about their feelings safely without blaming themselves.
So instead of saying, I'm bad at languages, say, I'm still learning. I'm improving step by step. I sometimes feel nervous speaking.
Or, I sound like a confused cat, but at least I'm cute.
Love it. Humor plus honesty equals less ego pressure.
Next, let's add softeners. These phrases make mistakes less threatening to yourself and others.
Magic words, my favorite kind.
Examples. To be honest, I might say this wrong. I may not explain this perfectly, but I'm still learning, so bear with me. Sometimes I struggle to find the right word. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll take notes.
And let's add my personal favorite. Don't judge me, I'm cute when I mess up.
Exactly. These softeners protect your ego and reduce the emotional threat.
And that's crucial because when we stop fearing embarrassment, we speak more. And when we speak more, we learn faster.
Here's another tip. Use reflective self-talk after conversations. Ask yourself, how did I feel? What went well? What can I improve?
Or, how many tiny ninja victories did I score today?
Perfect. Even small wins are important. Ordering a coffee correctly counts. Saying a sentence without freezing counts. Using a new word counts.
And naming the emotion, nervous, anxious, embarrassed, makes it less scary.
Exactly. When you can say, I felt nervous, but I tried anyway, your brain learns mistakes are not threats, they're growth opportunities.
I like that. Growth opportunities disguised as awkward moments.
Every awkward sentence is a tiny ninja step toward fluency.
I love this. I feel so much better thinking of mistakes as growth opportunities instead of personal failures.
And here's one more thing. Gratitude. After each speaking session, even if it was awkward, I'm proud I tried. I survived that conversation. I learned one new thing today.
Or, I may have sounded like a confused llama, but at least I tried.
Perfect. Humor, honesty, and reflection, the three pillars to crush language ego.
And the best part? This makes language learning less stressful, more fun, and way more human.
Exactly. So segment 4 is all about mental health vocabulary, reflection, humor, and tiny ninja victories.
Tiny ninja victories forever!
Yes, that wraps up segment 4. All right, Sophia, now we're getting tactical. This is where the magic happens. Today, we're talking softeners, the little phrases that protect your ego when you speak another language.
AKA the adult version of a superhero shield.
Exactly. Every adult learning a language needs one of these shields, because without them, one tiny mispronunciation can feel like a catastrophic fail.
Like ordering duck instead of duck soup, and suddenly everyone in the restaurant thinks you're a maniac.
Yes, but with a softener, you can say, to be honest, I might say this wrong, and suddenly, the world is safe again.
Tiny ninja mode activated.
That's right. Softeners are phrases that reduce the perceived threat to your ego, yours and others. They're psychological safety nets.
Okay, hit me with examples.
Sure, try these. To be honest, I might say this wrong. I may not explain this perfectly, but please bear with me. I'm still learning. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really want to improve. I sometimes struggle with pronunciation, but I'm trying.
And let's add my favorite. Don't judge me. I'm cute when I mess up.
Perfect. Humor plus honesty equals softener gold.
Softeners basically say, hey world, I'm vulnerable, but also fabulous.
Exactly. And here's why it works. Your brain doesn't go into panic mode. Your amygdala calms down, anxiety decreases, learning happens faster.
So the ego doesn't feel threatened, and the brain says, oh, this is safe. Let's absorb the language.
Yes, and there's another layer. Softeners also invite social support. People are more likely to help you when you're honest and humble.
Like saying, I might butcher this word. Can you help me? Suddenly, everyone becomes your tiny ninja mentor.
Exactly, and it works wonders for confidence because you're not hiding behind perfectionism. You're human, and that's enough.
To be honest, I sometimes avoid speaking just because I want to sound perfect, but using softeners changes everything.
That's the point. Softening the language reduces fear and creates space for action.
And it's funny because when you say, I may not say this perfectly, everyone actually smiles, nods, and supports you. It's like magic.
It really is. And here's one personal story. I once tried teaching French online. I stumbled over je voudrais for the 100th time.
Let me guess, total panic?
At first, yes. But then I said, to be honest, I might say this wrong. Please correct me. And the students actually laughed with me, corrected me gently, and I remembered the phrase forever.
See? That's a tiny ninja victory in action.
And the beauty is you can use these softeners anywhere, in meetings, traveling, online conversations, even ordering coffee.
Or ordering pizza. To be honest, I might say the topping's wrong, but I really want that extra cheese.
Yes, humor plus softener equals zero ego threat, maximum learning.
And consistency is key. Using softeners every time you speak a new language slowly rewires your brain. Mistakes become fun. Humor becomes your shield. Learning becomes play.
Exactly. And here's one last tip for this segment. Combine softeners with reflective phrases. For example, I might say this wrong, but I'm proud I tried. Or, I may stumble, but I'm learning every time I speak.
Tiny Ninja plus Llama mode activated.
And that's how adults slowly dismantle their language ego, one softener at a time.
It makes language learning so much more human, fun, and approachable.
That wraps up segment 5. Use softeners, laugh at mistakes, invite support, embrace your inner tiny ninja.
Tiny Ninja mode forever.
All right, Sophia, now we're moving into the heart of transformation. We've embraced our tiny ninja, laughed at our mistakes, and used softeners. But now, how do we rebuild our language identity as confident adults?
Ooh, yes, because before I felt like my ego was in pieces every time I spoke another language.
Exactly, and that's why this segment is so crucial. Rebuilding identity is about separating who you are from how well you speak.
So I'm still smart even if I say, I goed to store yesterday?
Absolutely. That sentence doesn't define your intelligence. It defines a learning moment.
Tiny Ninja moment.
Right. Step 1 is to detach self-worth from fluency. Remind yourself, I am intelligent, creative, and capable, even if my sentences aren't perfect yet.
That already feels freeing, like my ego can breathe a little.
Step 2, embrace mistakes as stepping stones. Every awkward sentence, mispronunciation, or forgotten word is raw material for growth.
Or, as I like to say, awkward sentences are like little ninja training sessions.
Exactly. And step 3, practice consistently, even imperfectly. Confidence grows through action, not waiting for a perfect moment.
So basically, speak before I feel ready?
Yes, action creates confidence. Waiting for readiness is a trap of the language ego.
Tiny Ninja muscles activated early.
Exactly. Step 4, self-reflection and softeners combined. After each conversation, pause and say, I felt nervous, but I tried. I stumbled, but I learned something. To be honest, I feel proud of my effort today.
Even if I sounded like a confused llama, I can still be proud.
Exactly. Humor is a secret ingredient in identity rebuilding. It softens shame and strengthens resilience.
And it's way more fun than mental self-punishment.
Step 5. Celebrate small wins. Did you order coffee correctly? Victory. Did you ask for directions and be understood? Victory. Did you use a new word successfully? Victory.
Tiny ninja victory parade!
Love it. Step 6. Practice speaking in supportive environments. Talk to friends, tutors, or online communities that encourage mistakes and humor. No judgment, just learning.
That makes a huge difference. Supportive spaces reduce fear and help rebuild confidence.
Step 7. Visualize your confident language identity. Picture yourself speaking fluidly, laughing at mistakes, engaging naturally. The brain responds to imagery as if it's real.
So I'm basically training my brain to be a fearless tiny ninja.
Exactly. And over time, your language ego doesn't shrink your personality. Instead, it flexes, adapts, and even supports you.
Like a ninja with a sense of humor and maybe a cattail.
Perfect. Step 8. Embrace lifelong learning. Your identity grows with your skills. Language learning is a journey, not a final exam.
That's so reassuring. It means mistakes are permanent? Nope, they're temporary building blocks.
Exactly. And with consistent practice, humor, softeners, and reflection, your confidence blossoms naturally.
I love this. It feels like we're giving listeners a full blueprint to rescue their ego, train their brain, and have fun while learning.
Yes, because rebuilding identity isn't just about speaking better, it's about feeling like yourself again in a second language. Brave, playful, and fully alive.
Tiny ninja, llama, cat, all modes activated.
That wraps up segment 6. Rebuild your identity, celebrate wins, embrace mistakes, and above all, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride and activate tiny ninja mode forever.
All right, Sophia, here we are, the final segment. Time to put everything together. Think of this as your language ego survival kit.
Survival kit? Like tiny ninja armor and cat ears included?
Exactly. Step 1, normalize mistakes. Remember, mistakes aren't failures, they're practice. Laugh at them, learn from them, and keep moving.
Tiny ninja victory, even if I say I goed to park yesterday.
Step 2, use softeners consistently. Phrases like, to be honest, I might say this wrong. I'm still learning, so please bear with me. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'll take notes.
And my favorite, don't judge me, I'm cute when I mess up.
Humor plus softeners equals your psychological safety net.
Smile. Step 3, embrace playfulness. Speak silly sentences, exaggerate, make mistakes proudly. Your brain loves it.
Tiny ninja mode fully activated. Every mistake becomes a stepping stone.
Step 4, detach your intelligence from fluency. Just because you stumble doesn't mean you're dumb.
Exactly. Intelligence is not measured by your pronunciation. Fluency is a skill to practice, not a reflection of who you are.
Smile. Step 5, reflect daily. Ask, how did I feel? What went well? What can I improve? How many tiny ninja victories did I score today?
I love that. Reflection plus humor equals your brain rewiring for courage.
Step 6, speak before you feel ready. Confidence comes from action, not waiting for perfection.
Step 7, celebrate small wins. Ordering coffee correctly? Victory. Using a new word? Victory. Surviving an awkward sentence? Victory.
Tiny ninja victory parade!
Step 8, create supportive environments. Practice with friends, tutors, online communities, anyone who celebrates effort over perfection.
Because the right environment makes mistakes feel safe, not shameful.
Step 9, visualize your confident language self. Picture yourself laughing, speaking, making mistakes, and learning. Your brain treats this imagery as real, and confidence grows.
Tiny ninja, cat, llama, all modes activated.
Step 10, embrace lifelong learning. Language learning isn't a final exam, it's a journey. Your ego adapts, your skills grow, and mistakes are your best friends.
So, by following these 10 steps, adults can finally speak without fear, laugh at mistakes, and slowly dismantle that language ego.
Exactly. And here's the magic takeaway. Fun, humor, reflection, and tiny ninja bravery are the ultimate tools.
Tiny ninja forever!
And now it's time to say goodbye to our amazing listeners.
Yes, thank you all for joining us today, laughing with us, and being brave enough to embrace your mistakes.
Remember, each mispronunciation, each awkward sentence is a stepping stone toward fluency. Celebrate every tiny ninja victory.
Keep your inner child alive, keep laughing, and keep speaking. You've got this.
From all of us here, stay playful, stay brave, and keep those tiny ninja skills sharp.
Goodbye, everyone, and don't forget, tiny ninja mode forever.